You're making $15 an hour and you have children to feed. You have a dream. You have a risk. You have a thing to do and you're scared. And a lot of people would advise you to not take any risks in that situation. And that might be good advice because everybody's got a unique situation. Everybody's situation is totally, completely unique. And it's hard always. But my advice is always, you have to think of your life in terms of, first of all, it's a temporary situation. You have a finite amount of time, and it can be a good time or it can suck. And if it sucks, you have to fight to change it as if your life depends on it, because it really does. It really does. The quality of your life depends on it. The quality of the experience depends on it. And you've got yourself into a bad situation. Like if you went down the wrong road, okay, if you have a destination to go to and you're supposed to go left, but you fuck up and you go right, and you go right for like a couple of miles and you realize, oh my God, I went right. What do? Do you keep going right? Do you stop, get out of the car and cry? No, you realize like, oh my God, it's going to take me hours and hours and hours to go back and turn around and turn back. Yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to get better the same way you got sick. You've been living your life, and if you've been living your life with a bad diet or with a bad mindset, or you've been living like blaming other people for your failures, you've got to recognize that those things are not serving you well, and you have to back up and you have to go left. You have to go the right way. You have to figure out a way to get on the right path. And for a lot of people, that kind of change and that kind of alteration of these comfort patterns that people fall into is extremely difficult to do. But you've got to do it. You've got to do it. It's the only way to do it. I think your feelings are important, but I also think that people have a tendency towards self-indulgence. And if you deny that tendency, if you ignore that fact, you're going to create a bunch of people that think that the world does revolve around every single nuanced feeling that they have. Also, there's this rejection of responsibility and discipline. And this equation. They're equating discipline with not just toxic masculinity, but cruelty. That, you're cruel if you impose discipline or if you encourage discipline. And I say, I follow Jocko Willink's advice. Discipline equals freedom. And I think that's real. And I think that if you can figure out a way to work hard, you will feel satisfaction from the results of that work. It makes you feel better. For a society that's so concerned with feelings, you should be looking at all the different ways that the life that you choose affects the way you feel about things. And if you have really accomplished goals and actually exerted discipline, done things that were difficult to do that you didn't necessarily want to do, but you knew had long-term benefits, that is a part of being like an actualized human. That's a part of being a man. It's part of being a woman. It's a part of being a person who accomplishes things in life. And we're all engaged in this weird idea. And this weird idea is that you work and you get a certain amount of money for that, but the money's not proportionate to effort. It's proportionate to your thought process, how you find your way through things, problem solving. It's basically a puzzle. And some people find an easy path to that puzzle. You invent something amazing, and then you're insanely wealthy. And people say, well, that's not fair. But it's not about fair. It's about reality. There's a thing that happened, and this one thing that this person created, he sold 1 billion units of this thing, and now he's got a shit ton of money. If you want a shit ton of money, you should figure out how to sell 1 billion units of something. And people are like, but that's that is reality. It's an uncomfortable reality for a person with no money and no success and no idea for a product that you're going to sell 1 billion units. People don't want to hear that sometimes because they want to hear that you've done enough. You're amazing. You're a winner. You're a perfect person. You don't need to work harder. People need to accept you, and we need the government to step in and fill in all the holes, fill in all the blanks. And this income inequality idea, like there's an income inequality problem in this country. Well, guess what else there is? There's a fucking effort inequality problem in this country. Some people don't put forth as much effort. Does that mean that everybody should work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week? No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean that. But it does mean that you probably can do more. You can probably work harder or think harder. And if you do that, you will be rewarded Wondering why other people's success or wondering why other people are successful is the refuge of losers. It's a loser mentality. It's a loser occupation. It's a loser practice because you're wondering why other people are successful. Like, who gives a you can say you think it sucks, but to spend time wondering why someone is successal and hating on someone for being successful, it doesn't do any good. It's like, what is that old expression that jealousy is, it's a poison that does the opposite of its intended.
Oh, right.
It doesn't affect the other person at all, but it poisons yourself. It wastes your energy and time. And everybody's different. Everybody's similar, but everybody's different. And your attitude has a giant effect, not just on your life, but on other people's lives around you. That's the other thing about it. Those I can't catch a break guys, get them the fuck away from me. I can't be around those guys. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't buy it. Because everybody has bad breaks.
Yeah.
I've had a shit ton of bad breaks. But you know what I did? I stayed up and I thought through it. And I figured out what the fuck I did wrong, and then I went back. It's like I've fucked up everything I've ever done 100 times. There's no other way to do it. And I've had a bunch of shitty breaks. Everybody has. But you got to realize when you have the shitty breaks what that is. It's an opportunity for you to reassess, reboot, get better, figure out another way, find another way through. It's just little challenges. And the people that look at those challenges and go, why do I always have these challenges? They're cancer. Those people are dangerous to be around. They will rob you of your enthusiasm. They don't give you any fuel. They're the opposite of fuel. Like the fuel people, the people that are kicking ass, the people that are out there just fucking hustling, always getting things done. You go and get after it. You don't make any excuses. And those kind of guys are fuel. But those I can't catch a break guys, they're the opposite of fuel. They're just pissing on your fire. They're no fun. The people that surround them are all idiots, because only idiots want to be around I can't catch a break guys.
Yeah.
Only the dummies stick around. After a while, even if they're your good friend, you got to be like, bro, you got to fucking stop. You got to stop with all this I can't catch a break bull. All the time you're complaining, you could be instead hustling. You could be instead chasing your dream. You could be instead figuring out what you're doing wrong, trying to improve certain aspects of your life, getting your together, reading a book, meditating, something. Something. But this I can't catch a break is not helping anybody, and it pushes everybody away from you. But some people, they get caught in that pattern, and it might be their parents, it might be how they were raised, somebody might have told them they were useless real early on, and it's stuck, and they never feel like they get enough reassurance. They never feel like they get enough motivation. And they feel like other people get more. And they look at all these other people, how come he gets that? How come she gets this? How come he's got that going on? And all that's bad for you too. That ain't no good for you.